Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. B, how are you?
Good morning. Feeling good. Got up early, ate some good food. Was looking forward to this. So happy to see you. Good morning to you, beautiful butterfly. How you doing?
Wish I could say the same. I hugged that bed until 6:21 this morning. So you know what? Before I could get this, you guys, I don't know. I remember you mentioning the birds singing, talking, whatever they're doing out there a couple of days ago. So for the
hmm
last 3 nights, I don't know. I gotta look that up. But they have been going at it. Like I want to go out there and like, what's going on? And sing or talk or whatever. They are going at it. It's like amazing. And I know
Good.
you had mentioned it, so I wonder what's going on. So y'all are experiencing that, let us know. I'm gonna look it up, see. I mean, I know they do what they do that, but it's like it's over the top. They must have got a family reunion going on or something.
In my faith, all the animals worship God. All of them. So at the same times where we worship, like in the morning, right before the sun comes up, or
Mhm.
right when the sun goes down, or when it's at its highest, or exactly in the afternoon. At all those moments, you will hear the birds. You will hear an elevation of the birds singing their what we believe praise to God. So every animal, in some way, shape, form, or fashion, worships God. We're the only ones that have the choice whether or not
The
to do
time.
that or not. Yeah,
Really? That's
yeah.
interesting. In my selfish stage, this is honest, I'm telling y'all, because I feel like it had a lot to do with that. But I would get up at 4 a.m. For my thinking. I'd be like, God, ain't nobody else trying to talk to you at 4 a.m. I want just me and you,
Yeah, that's it. I mean,
but
that's it.
so,
Well, welcome
well,
everybody again. This is
let's do it.
the in this season podcast. Hopefully, you guys have been here with us for the past 43 days. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Nelda Brown. Good to see you in. Good to see everybody who is on the Instagram live. Appreciate y'all coming through, coming through. Again, y'all 43 days straight. I'm so happy, so proud of you, my mother. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of us for committing to this and being able to stick to it, and bring y'all these daily motivations for success. Speaking of daily motivations for success, if you haven't been here, if you have, just bear with us. But if you haven't been here, we've been reading through the book Daily Motivations for African American Success. This is an amazing book that has given us so many nuggets, golden nuggets. Not what they call it, dropping knowledge bombs. That's all we've been getting from this, but not the same kind of knowledge you would get from just any book. These are daily motivations. These are quotes from distinguished African Americans. These are affirmations for us to carry on throughout the rest of the day. So I hope that you all get the book. Support the author, Dennis Kimbro. This book helps you focus on the thoughts, attitudes, and deeds that will lead you to the achievement of your true goals in 365 short but powerful motivations, one for each day. Dennis Kimbro, the author of the popular book Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice, leads us to discover how to use the present moment and our own gifts to discover how to use to transcend labels, to cultivate a positive attitude, to become wise enough to know when to say yes and when to say no, which is oh so important, and how to look inward for answers to life's challenges. So every single motivation begins with words of wisdom from such distinguished and celebrated African Americans as Malcolm X, Marion Wright Elderman, Whoopi Goldberg, Charlene Hunter Galt, Bill Cosby, Carl Rowan, Mother Hale, Reverend Leon Sullivan, and hundreds of others. So this treasure trove of practical inspiration will give you fresh encouragement every single day of the year, but what it teaches you will last a lifetime. So let's carry these over, not just from every day, but for the entire year, and not just for the entire year, but for the rest of our lives. May we remember in some way, because you never truly forget, but maybe remember in some way these affirmations, these motivations, and all of these distinguished quotes that we read about, so that it helps us to be more of ourselves and accomplish our goals more authentically.
Yeah.
So, Mom, how you feel about jumping right into it?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Maybe you can hug that bed a little bit more.
Nah, I'm up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
you
get
up?
it. No, I'm up.
Sounds
Yep.
good. Sounds
I'll catch
good.
up tonight. I'll catch up
Yeah,
tonight.
The birds
It's
ain't gonna let you go
last night.
anyway.
Hmm. Say that
So
again.
the birds ain't gonna let you go back to sleep anyway,
I
right?
know, right? Yeah, I might get up. They do it tonight. I may just get up and go on the patio and just chill. Just sit out there with a cup of coffee and just take it all in because it's
Yeah,
beautiful. Like last night, I was more tired, but the night before, I actually just embraced it. It was beautiful. Like I said, that night I wanted to just go out there and like, hey, why didn't I get invited? You're in my backyard, So, but it is. It's good. It's good.
good,
And to
good.
be able to just hear it and comprehend and take it all in, that's a blessing. So,
Right? I know that's right. So today on March 14th, I think it is. Yeah, March 14th. The title is Have You Immunized Yourself from Success? Have you immunized yourself from success? And our quote from distinguished and celebrated African Americans from Janetta Cole, president of Spelman College. I don't know if she's still, but Janetta Cole, president of Spelman College. And she said, show me someone content with mediocrity, and I'll show you somebody destined for failure. Again, show me someone content with mediocrity, and I'll show you somebody destined for failure. Mankind was not created for mediocrity. Our imagination, for example, is most merciful. As a result, we cannot imagine those things that we cannot accomplish. We would not be equipped with the ability to imagine future accomplishments and conditions if we were not correspondingly equipped with the ability to turn those ideas into reality. On the surface, mediocrity may seem comfortable. Those of us who have settled into routine jobs at routine salaries may appear comfortable and content. But beneath the surface, we are forced to contend with the rationalizations we accepted and the nonsense of our true um, and the non-use of our true abilities. As we consider our potential, the resultant uneasiness is anything but comfortable. I can are two powerful words that make an even more powerful exclamation. I can. For the overwhelming majority of people, that sentence can be a true one. People can do what they believe they can do. Perhaps no other quality has the power to lift the poor out of poverty, the hopeless out of despair, the ill out of sickness, the downtrodden out of grief as belief. For example, Norman Rice could not become Seattle's first African American mayor unless he believed it first. Cito Gaston, skipper of baseball's Toronto Blue Jays, could not become the first African American manager to guide his team to a World Series title unless he believed it first. And Clifton Wharton Jr., the Deputy Secretary of State, could not become the first African American to receive a PhD in economics from the University of Chicago unless he believed it first. The gap between what an individual thinks he can achieve and what is actually possible is very, very small. I'll say that again. The gap between what an individual thinks he can achieve and what is actually possible is very, very small. But first, he must believe that he can. So the affirmation for today that we read 3 times, one time for me, one time for you, and one time for the person that you're going to send this to or tell this to, is I will examine my life and identify those areas where I can utilize my special talents. I will examine my life and identify those areas where I can utilize my special talents. And one more time, I will examine my life and identify those areas where I can utilize my special talents. Great passage. What do you think, Mom? Have you immunized yourself from success?
That's deep. The title is deep for sure because you think about you going to the doctor to get a shot, for to be immunized from chickenpox or whatever, right? Um, and if we, truth be told, if most of us would do the self reflection or self reflecting, um, go inward, there's some areas that we may see that we have gone to the doctor for that shot in that area. or just in the area of life. When you got down to I can are two powerful words that make an even more powerful exclamation. I can. I went back to you guys. I was so small, I don't even remember, but I was very young. And I remember my grandmother telling me I'd used the word I can't. And she said, that is a word that we don't use in this house. And it stuck to me. It was almost like the one from yesterday where it says where the person was saying that their father said, you are the best in the world. Da, da, da. It was something about her telling me, as small as I was, stuck with me forever. Like it just stuck with me. And as I look back on my life, you guys, it seemed as if like I've had my, for sure, struggles and things like that. A lot of them. If I told you my story, if I told you my story, if I told you my story, right? But there was something about I can't. She actually told me that it's not even in the dictionary. It's not a word in this house, not a word in the dictionary. And it was just powerful. And so instantly when you said the words I can, I thought about because that's what she was telling me. You can do anything. You can do anything. I can't. Like really? And to hear that as a small child, right? I can't. No, that's not, we don't use that. So I love this one. A sweet one, sweet reminder for me for sure.
Hmm.
Over to
Yeah,
you.
I really like the part where it focuses on mediocrity and how it seems comfortable,
Mm,
right? But deep down in these routine jobs, routine salaries, um, we have to contend with the rationalizations that we accepted and the non-use of our true abilities. So we've accepted and rationalized um, the mediocrity. And what I mean by mediocrity, because I think that has to be defined for us, is that kind of settling for less than your ability, right? So if I have the ability I have the ability to run the entire business, but there's a glass ceiling to where I can only, instead of running the let's say Dole, the fruit company that make as the bananas and apples and all that stuff. If I could run the whole company, but I'm settling at just being the doorman for the business,
mm,
right? And not saying that there's anything wrong with a doorman, because you can do that with complete excellence and be the best doorman um, in the world, and it's okay to look at something that seems so mundane as a doorman, but you don't know the power that those people have. Imagine seeing this, every single person that comes in that building who runs that company, and giving them a smile or a daily affirmation, a daily encouragement, and the difference that could change for the culture of the entire company. But so for some people, that is where they want to and may need to be, and that's where they really excel. But for others, let's say a man in there who knows for a fact and wants to be deep down the CEO of Dole, he would not be content in that space. And if he was, he would have to rationalize it based on the non-use of his true abilities, or in reflection of the non-use of his true abilities. So I think once we start the process of undermining our own potential with our lack of action, um, that's our immunization from true success. So not acting on your true abilities, or not pursuing your true abilities, not seeing that opportunity and walking through that door, um, is to me a submission to mediocrity. It's a not stepping up to the plate when it's your turn at bat. You know. So I like this one. I like this too. It says, as we
Hey,
consider our.
Brandon, I think you
Mhm.
said something really powerful. I think the not acting, because I was going to ask you, you said, not acting on it. There are people who, especially when it comes to jobs and things like that, we get stuck. And I'm not sure I would say we accept it, kind of will toss that one up. We know we complain about it, but it becomes to a point where we talked about discipline before, right? Having the
Mm-hmm.
discipline to do what needs to be done. So that I want to just reiterate what you said, not taking action, because you'll complain for an entire year and not submit one application or resume to, or not even search, because deep down you have to ask yourself, do you believe that you can, first of all? Because once you believe that and you accept that point, just like you accepted, if that's the word for this one, and stay there, can you accept it and make a plan, have goals that you act upon daily? Or do you become complacent, lazy, um, unmotivated, and all those words? So this is a good one, but I just wanted to get in that acting, not acting on it,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
you have to do the work.
right, right. It's not just belief in self. What is a faith without deeds is dead, right? And that can be faith in yourself, um, faith in your abilities, or your faith in God, right? So without actually doing the works, what are you're not pursuing. It's a pie in the sky dream. So by not submitting to mediocrity, by not submitting to an underuse of our talents, I think we have the power and the ability to achieve our goals. Because a lot of times our we assess our abilities based on potential, right? And I think that's just the first step. Like, what's my potential? And then the second step is acting toward that potential, or acting in an effort to pursue that potential. And I think a lot of times we get stuck on that first step. Oh, I have the potential to do this. I have the potential to do that. I could do this. I could be the best this in the world. But that second foot is dragging. That foot of action of, okay, well, I gotta, if I want to be the best this in the world, then I have to. If I want to be the best writer, then I have to write how many 100 or 1,000 words a day. If I want to be the best basketball player, I need to shoot 500 free throws or threes every single day, and to where I'm pursuing that in some type of effort, even if you can't see the goal, even if the lights aren't on you at that moment. It's oftentimes the moments when the light isn't on you where those where diamonds in the rough become fashioned into true gems, brilliant gems. So, no pun intended by the gym, but I think this is powerful, about the immunizing yourself. It means that really you have the choice whether to take that shot.
Oh, we're losing Brandon. What's going on over there? So there he is. I'm sorry.
Hey, I don't know what happened. It just kicked me out.
I know we're gonna have to get the work done. If you notice, you guys, it is getting better. So keep
Yeah,
rocking this. But we will make sure we get your end taken care of as well.
yeah. I don't know what happened.
But it's
It
still,
seemed good.
yeah, it's all good. You're back in there. I was going to ask people to really, especially for those who have the book,
Yeah.
go back if you have not and just read the topics, right? Just read what we studied for that day. Have you immunized yourself from success, instant credit? And I won't go all the way back. It ain't over till it's over. And as you go through them, without reading the actual passage, what does it mean? What does it speak to you?
Mm.
Like, have you immunized yourself from success? Instant credit. If you have the book, go back. If you don't have the book, you can certainly go back through the shows as well. But I think it would be good to kind of go back through them and make them applicable from your first thought rather than reading. And then if you need to read it afterwards, by all means do so. But I just want to say, let's not show up here. Again, I want to say this. Let's not show up, and show up and not take action. Because if you take action, This book is going to show up in your life. The things that come from it, as it says, will last you a lifetime. A
Mm,
lifetime. Not just today, not just this 30 minutes, but a lifetime. But you have to take action. You can't just show up and be like, good morning. You have to take action. This has to be all through the day, right? So
mhm.
just wanted to say that, Brandon.
I have a question for you just to get perspective on. So I saw in here like the very last line is about belief, right? It says, but first he must believe that he can. For people that may be suffering from a low self-esteem, um, and just can't seem to get out of their rut, what do you think? What can they do? What simple thing can they do every day to kind of help themselves help get themselves out of that mental rut? What do you think? Like if they don't have that belief in themselves, they say, what if they say, well, I'm not, I don't believe in myself. How do I just hit that switch and make myself believe in myself? What's the gap between that first step?
I believe the gap is number one, taking responsibility for everything in your life. And that was one of the most difficult things for me, and I also think it's difficult for others because there's so many things that we have taken on, or that has life has happened, and much of it we believe had nothing to do with us. We've put that on someone else, right? We've put
Right.
that on someone else. Well, now, and that may be true, but now here you are. So what can you take back so that you can let go of it and then become one with yourself? I believe that we're all fighting that internal battle, to be free from the things that we have gone through, so that we realize those are things that were also created or there for also that we can grow through. So if you take the power back, stop waiting for the apology, stop waiting for people to show up and affirm you, stop waiting for people to show you your value. Stop settling, because just like you're making the choice to do those things, to wait, to be angry, to feel like you're not worthy enough, you're making a choice. You're not getting up, turning the light switch on.
Mm,
You're leaving it off, expecting someone else to come in and turn it on, and you go, aha, I'm here. No, you have to be that first. And so, first, just acknowledge where you are, just saying, I don't have it, because so many of us know we don't have it, but we pretend, we wear that mask as if we do. And your life will tell you daily, when you look in that mirror, when the lights are out, when that you've had the mask on for this person, for that person, for this job, whatever, you can't lie to yourself. You cannot. So when you accept that which is for you, and you decide, just like you decide to, I don't have it, you can say, I do have it. You can
right.
speak life into yourself daily, daily. Get with the right friends. If it's a church for you, get with the right church, because every church ain't the right church. Every friend, every person right next to you ain't the right person. Do the inventory, decide what you want, create a goal, have vision, make a plan for it, and get up every day with that plan. If you have to, take that plan around with you. Write out a goal for your life, your vision for your life. If you were a genie, what would you change about your life? And then say, I am a genie, just like the little boy said, I pitched the ball, I missed, I missed again. Oh, I'm a good pitcher. So you just have to first make the decision, own wherever you are, be true in that. That's the first step, because if you show, the greatest lies we tell are the lies that we tell to ourselves, not to others.
Mm.
So that's what I would say. You have to be willing to do the work, because you're doing the work not to be. So choose to do the work to be.
I agree. I think one thing I was noticing, and this is what made me think of this, was what you said about reading the titles. because I think there's some there's some order to the titles. I think there's a logical and conscious progression of the titles. So, for example, there goes the neighborhood. You know, like you said, it's easy to blame it on everyone else, right? It's easy to blame, you know, your situation and say, oh, it's well because of the neighborhood I'm in, or it's because of where I was born, or it's because of this and that. You know, so knowing that the neighborhood is really like it takes neighbors, and that means it takes you, right? When you take the neighbor out of the neighborhood, you just have the hood. So, you know, thinking about that, it takes personal relationships, it takes persons, and the only person you can really control is yourself. And then after that, the next one was, it ain't over till it's over, right? And so, like Nelda Brown said in this comment, when you decide to be something, you can be it, by Jack Nicholson. So like it ain't over till it's over. So once you decide it's not over, that means that you have a new beginning, you have a new chance, you have a new opportunity. And so you went from there goes the neighborhood. So you're like, oh, now I'm focusing on myself. And it ain't over till it's over. You realize that a new beginning is possible because you have breath, you have life today. And then you go to, you know, what do you need, right? And you spoke about this when I asked, what about people that can't get over, you know, that can't jumpstart their their uh, their thoughts, positive attitudes towards themselves. And you go to the title, instant credit, that we had yesterday. Give
Mhm.
yourself that instant credit. You know, you're appreciate yourself. Have pleasure by approving of yourself and not seeking it so much from others, that you can give yourself and others instant credit and give them praise where praise is due, and give yourself praise where praise is due. Even if you have to just start saying it as a daily affirmation, I can instead of I can't. And then we go into what we talked about today. Have you immunized yourself from success? So I think this book kind of makes a logical and conscious progression towards the themes that it has in each day. And I think if we look at it somewhat as these individual daily motivations, but also as this contiguous consciousness, or this contiguous process of thought that this author is using, I think he's building us up through the year, for more and more success. I don't think each one of these is random. I don't think he did these out of order. And if he did, I think there was a consciousness when he placed them all together. So I see some type of continuity there. So I
Brandon,
think.
also
Mhm.
in the affirmation, I will examine my life and identify those areas where I can utilize my special talents. Like, when is the last time you thought about your talents, your gifts, and your talents? And there lies the success. There, when a person is able to live, and I do believe I'll stand on our purpose is to bring glory to God's kingdom, right? To be a servant. But if I'm allergic to seafood, right? Why would I serve it? Because it could hurt me, right? If I know that I can't touch, I can't be around, why would I go to a seafood restaurant and be a server that brings that food out, have to touch it, cook it, or whatever, right? So you have to examine yourself to identify where lies your special talents. And I don't care how old you are. I don't care where you are. I don't care who raised you. I don't care who you married. I don't care who you live next door to. I don't care where you work. There are some talents that you have overlooked. But when you begin to tap into yourself, when you first say, hey, I need to do the work, stop showing up asking for some water with no glass. Like, if my neighbor comes over and say, hey, I need to borrow some sugar, she better bring something for the sugar, right? Bring
Yeah.
something. Because you just left your house where things are. Certainly you may not have sugar, but you got something that I can put it in. You can't take my sugar and my whatever it is, Tupperware. This doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. And so just like we have to hold ourselves accountable, and this was hard for me, you have to hold other people accountable. You just do. That's yesterday, instant credit. Give praise where praise is due. But when we need to sit down and be like, hey, I'm gonna give you some sugar, but next time you need to bring something for me to put it in. Come on, people got to show up. See, we help people. Truth be told, we help people immunize themselves. We help them be less than. Because again, some people be like, hey, this stuff needs to stop. We tell it to the kids. We want the kids to be all upright and get this right. And they're babies. They don't even know the meaning to some of these words. Now they have the thought process for sure. They show us that. But they still need the little details, the push me ons and all of that. So we will expect from children or allow from adults what we wouldn't allow from kids, babies who are molding, being molded and grown. But so we got to hold people accountable too. So this just doesn't mean you sit back and be yes sir, yes sir, no sir. No, go back home and get something. I got sugar, but go back over there and get you something so I can put it in. You got to make people be great. You be great, and then expect greatness. And if greatness is not coming, be like, hey, again, can you go over there and get something for me to put the sugar in? In this day and time, we have to help people think. That's just where it has gotten to. Distraction has caused us not to think not only about our lives, but even about others. So over to you, B, 731.
Sounds good. So everybody, I heard something my mother said. She said, tap into your abilities, tap into your talent, tap into your potential. Start that by giving yourself those affirmations and approving of your own pursuit of those dreams and by identifying your special talents, you can better utilize them. Take that inventory. If you don't know what's in your house, you don't know what's cluttered versus what is needed. So we're going to wrap this up, guys. Today I think it's been an amazing 43 days. So please keep rocking with us, keep joining us. If you're getting benefit from this, if you're not, go wherever it benefits you. I'll tell you that first off. But if you do like this content, then like it, share it. It is on YouTube Live. Please subscribe. Please like it. Let the algorithm know that this is the type of content that you like, enjoy, and would like to see more of. So again, we'll end this conversation today with a mentioning of the title, the quote, and then a reading of the affirmation 3 times. Remember, 1 time for you, 1 time for me, and 1 time for the person that you're going to send this to. Please don't forget that last part for thinking of someone else other than yourself today. If you're going to take this affirmation, there's another way that you can really drill it into your space, and it's by telling someone else. They say one of the best ways to really learn something is to start to teach what you know to someone else. You will learn other ways or more intricate explanations and reasonings and logics and rationales behind the skills that you have once you start to teach it. So whatever you've learned today and over the past 43 days, please reach out to someone and share this information, share this motivation, share this affirmation. Spread that love and encourage others to be their best selves as well. So the title today on this March 14th is, have you immunized yourself from success? Have you built an immunity to success because you've given yourself the shot of mediocrity? And Janetta Cole, president of Spelman College, said, show me someone content with mediocrity, and I'll show you somebody destined for failure. And our affirmation, again, that we read 3 times is, I will examine my life and identify those areas where I can utilize my special talents. Again, I will examine my life and identify those areas where I can utilize my special talents. What are your special talents? Last time, guys, I will examine my life and identify those areas where I can utilize my special talents. Go out there, do that soul searching, do that inquisition on yourself, and see where your special talents lie. Tap into those talents, those special abilities, because if they are special, and I know they are, because I know each and every one of you and us are, then you have a place in this world with that talent. And I think you should pursue it for your most happiness, for you being most merciful to yourself, is by pursuing your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations We all have responsibilities. There's the balance of having to do what we have to do, but all you can do is all you can do. So make sure that you are giving yourself your best self and doing all that you can do. So that's all I have for today, guys. Mom, if you don't have anything else, I think we can close it out.
I do have a quick little thing. Just as I was mentioning, we can't let people be whatever kind of way. It reminded me of, I ran into an older man who was a greeter, or is a greeter at Walmart, and he said to me, "I'm just a greeter, right? You have to go find a manager." And I said, "You're never just anything,
Mm,
right?" So I want to say that, because just like we have to pull people, we can't let people pull us down. We are responsible for pulling them up, right?
yeah.
So, and he was thankful for that. He was thankful for that reminder of, like, "Sir, you're not just a greeter," right? Because he's not. He has the first opportunity seeing people coming in, and he has the last one seeing them go out. Imagine, imagine what just picking him up will do for the people he encountered, because there are people that's going to pass by him coming in that need him, and they in a different way, not with just checking the bags. So he has the power, because he can speak life into them. So me telling him that, "No, you're not just a greeter, sir, you are a greeter," right? So it goes both ways. It's a
Yeah,
two-sided
not
coin, right?
right, not just a greeter. You are the greeter. You know,
You
there's a
are the greeter,
purpose
right?
behind it. You know what I
Right.
mean?
And one of our topics was two-sided coin, right? Or something
Right,
about
right. Yeah.
two-sided coin. Yeah,
Hmm.
something. Yeah. So I just was reminded of that. Thank you, guys. Anything, Brandon, before I
No,
end it?
that's all I got. I just want to shout out all the people that came through. Hamza, um, Hamza joined me on Instagram Live. Money Fight joined me. Sweet Eye Coffee. Appreciate y'all for your tuning in and your business. Radiant and Rooted mentioned something you said. She's glad to see your mom is still speaking life into others. Daniel English. Thank y'all all for coming through today on the show, and I hope to see y'all again tomorrow, the next day, the next day, the next day, and share this with somebody else. Again on YouTube, this is in the letter N this season podcast. And Mom, if you could leave a link to the actual YouTube channel and page at the bottom of these videos on your Facebook, and get people to join and subscribe to the YouTube channel, so they can get notifications when this does go live, and they
Okay.
can send the links more easily. So thank y'all so much, man. I love y'all.
Okay.
Appreciate y'all. We will see y'all tomorrow, same place, same time, 7 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Eastern time, with the In the Season podcast with your beautiful host, the Butterfly, and her son, your boy. Love y'all so
Okay.
much. Y'all take care.
All right. Be great. Peace, y'all.
Be great. Peace.